recording.
Town of Pierson regular council meeting for June the 11th, 2024 at 6:30 p.m. will now come to order. Yvonne, would you please call the roll?
Yes, sir. Mayor Samuel Bennett.
Here.
Vice Mayor Robert Greenland.
Here.
Councilwoman Sergio Cardenas.
Here.
Councilwoman Lenny Richardson.
Here.
Councilwoman Brandy Peterson.
Here.
Town Planner Mark Brett.
Here.
Village County Sheriff. Yes. And one more present.
Thank you. Okay, at this time, if you would please bow for the invocation. Dear Father in heaven, thank you for this day that you blessed us with. Thank you for the rain that we've had. God, I just pray for more rain that we badly need. Thank you for all the firefighters that have been in the area fighting the fire out toward 9 Mile, that 20,000 acre preserve. And we appreciate all the extra help that have come in from different parts of the state to help. Lord, we thank you for this community. Thank you for just everyone in attendance. And I also lift up people that are in acts of service with our military. Pray for their safety and safe return. And all people that are in public service. Again, be with us. Thank you for this day, and I ask all this in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. You have the first item for consideration are the minutes for May the 28th, 2024. Are there any additions or deletions at this time? If none, the mayor would entertain a motion for approval.
Move to approve.
We have a motion on the floor by Councilmember Lenny Richardson for approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Brandy Peterson. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Okay, item number 5A, quote for sidewalk limitless discussion and action. Councilwoman Brandy Peterson.
I contacted Rodriguez, actually I've seen him in town, and I asked him to go by there, and in your packet, there is a quote for 4-inch tear out and re-pour 200 square foot of sidewalks. This is to repair it. It's a $3,000 quote. Not sure we contemplated tearing it out or keeping it. This is what it would cost us to keep it and repair it. Did you ever get one?
After our discussion at the last meeting, I called Billy Schmidt, and he called me Sunday evening. He said, I know I've not been up there. He said, I'm small. I just have not had time and was going to try to get by there before tonight's meeting, but I've not yet heard back.
Heard back from him. So would y'all like to act on this one proposal or wait till you get another proposal, or what?
200 square feet is way more than what's standard.
It's two different sections, right?
I know, yeah, there's still about 6 foot. However wide that sidewalk is, which is no more than 4 feet. And it's no more, those squares aren't any more than 4 feet at the most, so say 4 by 8, that's only 32 square feet. This must be a quote for the whole sidewalk.
He told me
200
this
square
is
feet is.
The tear out and the re-pour. I can ask him, but I just asked him to repair it.
Because I mean, I've looked at it and there's just two of the sections that are damaged, right? Jeremy?
200 square feet is probably roughly gonna be the length of the entire site.
That's what I thought, yeah, that's for the whole sidewalk.
So maybe we need to get another quote, and then by then Lenny will have the other quote.
I think so, yeah, I don't think we need to replace the whole thing. It's just
Yeah,
those-
no, I didn't tell him to replace the whole thing.
He must have, he
Yeah.
figured, cause that's, yeah, that's probably the size of the whole sidewalk there, 200
Okay.
square feet.
And
So
I
would,
can get him to re-quote it.
I would
too,
move
and
to
go-
table this or get him to re-quote.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by our Vice Mayor, Robert F. Greenland, to table this until our next regular meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Lenny Richardson. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. 5B, Volusia County Sheriff's 4th of July request, discussion and action, Councilwoman Lenny R. Richardson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So we always hire extra deputies for the Fourth of July festivities. We already have, excuse me, one, and then, how many, did you say, Ryan, that we normally get extra?
Last year we did four, we did.
4 extra?
2 for 4 hours and 2 for 6 hours.
But it seems as if a lot of them come up here to visit anyhow. I don't know that we need 4 more plus our Pierson deputies. At 68
Right.
something an hour? I was thinking maybe 2 more and then our 1 deputy. I don't know, but you know, there's always a lot more than what we employ for the day
Mhm.
that come up.
Mhm.
I don't know, just,
Is there a limit that you guys put out there as to the people?
There's not a limit, the reason is, there's so many events going on the 4th of July that our resources get placed somewhere else,
Stretched out.
on a bigger cities. For here in the city of Pierson, we have one this year. Our other county deputies, we'll send them wherever we need them. So if you have a lot of people here, your traffic's gonna get backed up, and if the Pierson can handle it, if not, we'll get something to them when we're able to.
I'd ought to get 2, other than the 1.
get to,
I think so. Especially when they're dispersing. It's, I know they,
Traffic.
yeah, traffic control, yeah. I think it would behoove us to at least get 2 for,
yeah,
yeah, other than the 1.
right, that'd be 3.
2 for 4 hours and 2 for 6 hours. If you do 6 hours, they would be there the whole time. It
Right.
starts at 4 to 8, 9 o'clock, right?
So last year we had the 4 plus the town,
Plus our town.
so we'd just be
We
cutting it
hired
back to,
4 extra last year.
so we'd just be cutting it to 2, and then, so we'd have
But you know,
2 less.
sometimes we're there later when everything's
yeah.
over.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking maybe 4 to 10, just so we,
Right. 6 hours.
you know.
right.
we're-
Yeah.
Well, we'll
in
be,
the cook shack.
we'll be
tallying
up there later
things
than
up.
10, I'm sure,
Yeah,
yeah.
but our Pierson guy will be here anyhow.
Yeah,
so
that's
he
true,
can hang
yeah,
with
yeah,
us
he
in
can
the
hang
cook
with us
shack,
in the
right?
cook shack, yeah.
So, 4 to 10, I think.
Well, or you could say that as needed. In other words, if the tentatively 4 to 10, but if you feel like you need them to be there longer because of some condition, then it'd be nice to be able to have them there. I know yeah, but I'm not sure.
We had 2 for 4 hours last year and 2 for 6 hours, plus the 1?
Right.
That's what we had last year?
I know they basically just stayed there until we were done, and then they stayed until we,
And then the
count
Pierson
all
guy
the funds
stayed with
and
us in
stuff.
the cook shack while we added things up.
yes. So, well, it's at the pleasure of the board. Mayor would entertain a motion, how y'all would like to.
I move that we employ 2 extra Volusia County Sheriff Office deputies from 4 to 10 p.m.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Councilmember Lenny Richardson to employ 2 additional sheriff deputies for the 4th of July activities from 4 to 10. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by our Vice Mayor Robert F. Greenland. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Okay, roof repair or replacement, various buildings, new town center, discussion and action, Councilwoman Lenny R. Richardson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So, on the sheriff's office building here, we know when they removed the trees that a limb had gone through the roof prior, not while they were doing the tree, it had been a hole in the roof, right, Chris? Yes. So they patched it as best as they could, with some leftover shingles or whatever. So we had got a quote, we got 2 quotes from JTF Renovations to re-roof that building in metal and make repairs to the 2 west rooms
Yeah,
that we just
building-
had repainted.
Building 2 and building 5.
Was a quote for $25,000.
For the front 2 rooms?
For,
In metal? Yeah, those right there, where the sheriff is?
for that
And the
building.
sheriff and the
And
other.
make the repairs to the southwest building.
How
And
many
that's
square-
also to replace the soffit fascia and all that too.
How many
Correct.
square feet is that?
I don't know. On the west building, you mean, Bobby, or the,
Yeah, the one you're talking about re-roofing.
oh.
This is the only quote we have for that?
No, we had got one
We got a
from,
quote from CNR, but it was
CNR.
about double this.
Well, how about,
46,000.
well, what I'm asking though, does anybody know what the square foot of that roof is? 'Cause I just did like 2,400 square feet at my packing shed. I re-roofed it took it from shingle to metal. Sotelo roof that did it, and it was a little over $12,000.
That's why I was
And,
thinking that.
and I don't know if that's 4,800 square feet or not. That's why I'd like to get the dimensions. Before we act on this, I think
Yeah.
we need
okay,
I mean, it's not that hard to measure.
right.
We can
Would you
measure
wanna
the
get a
building.
quote from who you got a quote?
Sotelo, yeah, I'll call them and ask for a quote.
Or
For
have them
new-
send them up here to meet with Ryan?
Yeah, I can do that.
Metal fascia and soffit, and then the repairs for the
For the,
west,
yeah, the west building.
yes.
So this price includes whole new metal roof and any materials that they would need to make repairs and labor.
Yeah, plus fix the other building, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't, if that building is 50,000 square feet, then I say that's a good price, but I don't know if it is or not. So I think before we act on it, we need to find out exactly how much we're roofing.
Yeah, I'd
How
like
many
to-
square feet we're roofing.
That'd be great, and then get another quote
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah, we can definitely get another
Another
quote
bid.
for
So-
the next meeting.
Mayor, we entertain a motion to table until you get the other quote.
Move the table.
Have a motion on the floor by Lenny Richardson to table 5C until our next regular meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Brandy Pierson. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Okay, Charles gave a quote at Chipper Jones Park to sod and fence, discussion and action.
Mr. Mayor, I guess we'll table that, he has not got back with me yet.
Okay,
Oh, and I saw David Clegg Sunday, and I forgot that, I'm losing my mind.
okay, we have a And did you get any quotes on any side, Ryan? Remember who? No? Okay, so I don't, and I'd asked Ryan to check with the company. We don't have anything, so. I have, did you make, is there a motion?
No, I just said that I had not got back with him, so I moved to table item 5D.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Councilmember Lenny Richardson to table 5D, Charles Gay quote on Chipper Jones Park. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Sergio Cardenas. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Okay, item number 5E, generator at Wells Service, hurricane and discussion action, Councilwoman Lenny Richardson.
So I know it's upon us, and, I'm not familiar. Would it be normal protocol to have the generator checked out, service, things like that in preparation?
Yes, need to get it checked and serviced, and then also the portable generator, get it checked and serviced. Make sure they're all 100%.
Did we get Jerry Peterson to service? Who did we get to service that last time?
Rusty?
Oh, Rusty, yeah, not Jerry, Rusty. Rusty Peterson, yeah.
He serviced the new one?
He serviced the one that we bought, wasn't it? Didn't he service the one that we bought that's up there now? The portable one, the one on the trailer?
Yes.
I think he did, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Of course, those things don't need to be serviced with every 300 hours. I know we can put 300 hours on it since it's been serviced.
No, that's true, hasn't been.
So you just crank them and test them and make sure?
Yeah, just crank them up, see, yeah. I'm sure he's got those,
Fluids and just waiting when you need.
I bet it hadn't been run 50 hours since it's been serviced.
Does it exercise itself, or just?
That I don't know.
It does come, the new one does, it does come on automatically.
Every, like, once a week or whatever? I know where I used to work, and one we had over there was one of those great big ones, and like every Tuesday at lunchtime it came on.
Yes, it comes on,
Served.
I've omitted that when it does, but it does come on automatically. But we could go over there and check them and make sure that they're, you know,
Yeah, because the one on the trailer has to be started manually.
Yeah. Yeah.
and then if there are some issues that need to go further, then we can,
So does Public Works do that, or do we need to have Rusty do that?
Yeah, yeah.
yes,
We-
what?
We can check with Rusty. I'm sure he's wrote down what the hour meter was on that diesel when he serviced it. And then it won't hurt to contact him and talk to him about it, and if he
Yeah, so if we
find out
could,
when it was serviced for sure, and see how many hours it's been on it.
since it's an agenda item, we could approve him servicing if there is a need, but Public Works,
see
we
that.
could go over there and crank them and just check and make sure everything is, they're good to go.
Does the fuel tank, we got plenty of fuel in the tanks,
Plenty of fuel.
need fuel
Yeah.
check.
Check, yeah.
Yep. I think we just get Public Works. Or get
Okay.
Rusty, go ahead and get, Rusty to go over there and give it a look over, and if it needs it.
Well, we
His
could get Public Works to, if you'd like, we could get
Get
Public
Public
Works
Works
to
to-
check them, and then if there's something that something is not, running properly, then they could be contacted, Rusty could be contacted and have them come.
I'd rather have Rusty look at it.
Okay,
I'd like to make a motion that we have Rusty Peterson look at both of our, generator, diesels for the generators.
okay, we have a motion on the floor by, Councilwoman Lenny Richardson to have Rusty Peterson, check both, generators, the one at the water plant at Teetewitt Taylor, and then also the portable generator. Is there a second?
Second.
Taken by Sergio Cardenas. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried.
Ryan, do we have any of these old invoices? I thought we just, maybe it was probably last year or something.
Chris, do you guys keep that, a record of that? No?
Okay. Item 5F, Chipper Jones complaint, did the email playground equipment, picnic tables, ADA playground equipment, discussion and action. Town Clerk Yvonne Braddock.
In your package, you have a complaint that I received about somebody complaining about the playground equipment at Chipper Jones. The structures, the picnic tables, broken, rusted, teenagers are damaging the swings, that there's no ADA compliant playground equipment up there. I discussed this with Christian on the telephone, cause he wasn't gonna be here, and he told me that we should, be serious about checking these things out, especially if it's an ADA complaint. This one's not a valid complaint, cause they did not add their phone number and everything as required for the DRA, but that we should still heed the warning. So, I was just trying to make you all aware of it.
Okay.
So Chris, is there equipment out there that's real bad? Yeah.
Is there something that needs to come out, Chris? Yeah. How many pieces?
There's
Those
lots
with
of work.
nothing?
Maybe you all need to take it right up there and look at it, maybe and double check and
Yeah.
see the condition. And then Christian said if we need to discuss it next meeting, we can put it back on to, and he can advise you on anything he needs advice on.
Yeah, so that's a good idea. Everybody go and look at it, and then we can discuss that at the our next meeting. Okay. Anything else on that before we move on? Okay. Item 5G, town signage, discussion and action. Back before we closed on our former town hall, I brought up about, taking the sign down. I wish Christian was here. We no longer own the property, and when we brought that up, there was discussion and so it's still, I talked to the ladies there in the bank, they said they have people coming in every day thinking that's the town hall. So, maybe, Lenny, could you maybe talk with Ryan and see how we can proceed with, because, it's no longer our property, but the sign, we need to get the sign down.
Okay.
So,
I mean, just have somebody put in a blank.
but I mean, it's not our property, and so I'm just saying
Right, but
now.
I'm certain, yes, I would contact
I'm
Ryan.
sure he wouldn't mind, I'm sure he would be okay
I
with that
will
sign.
definitely
But,
contact him.
but it would, we should check
Put
first.
in a blank piece of whatever.
Check.
So maybe if he could send something, email to Yvonne or Ryan stating that, it's okay for us to
Okay.
remove the sign or
Okay.
to,
Okay, I will call him tomorrow.
probably put it
I
on.
mean, the thing for people
I'll
coming
call
in
Call.
would be, you know, it would be, an annoyance to them.
Right. Yeah.
Well, if Lenny, if you could
Yeah.
check with them and if he
Sure.
could just send us an email or communication to
Yeah.
the clerk's office, giving us permission to take down the part that says Pierson Town Hall, so that, then we can move forward on that. And, yeah, I wouldn't wanna spend $2,000.
Yeah, it was a lot of money just to remove a panel from the sign.
Okay. Okay, item number 5H. Last updates by mayor. Last week I met with SGS Construction over our new water plant. We did a walkthrough. It's fully operational. Now we're waiting for water test.
Yeah, it's working, it's not fully operational.
Well, operational that it's working, but it's
Yeah.
clarification. We have to wait till the water report, they sign off on the water quality and make sure the water's all good. And then after that, then we'll be able to tie it into the main system, which is already plumbed, but we just, that's not gonna be, it's, the line has already been put in, the valve, it's real simple to connect it. We're waiting on for them to sign off on the water quality. Is that?
I mean, my understanding though is one of the things what we need is chlorination testing and the fences, you know, then
Yes.
will be operational. But my understanding is that the chlorination testing has to occur with a licensed operator, right? These guys are allowed to build these things. They're
Right.
not licensed to actually operate the plant though. So have you seen a work order request to get biometric involved? So that
They were going to get, SGS was gonna put in a request to them to do that service.
Yeah, we've been tagged on multiple emails where SGS has sent them all the test sites, and biometrics was supposed to get them a quote. There's something where the test, you only have 60 days from the time that they test it to submit it or something, so biometrics wanted to make sure they had all their ducks in a row. That way there were no delays, like once the
Right.
testing begins, the clock starts counting, so they kept going back and forth with SGS about, are you sure everything is in place, that once we come out there and start this sampling and testing, that it's gonna be submitted within 60 days. I don't know what the final answer to that is yet, but I do know they've been communicating back and forth a lot. But biometrics is involved in that.
And then also, Mark touched on it, this was brought up a couple meetings ago. Lenny, you brought it up about the fencing. I talked with them about the temporary fence that is over there. A new permanent fence is included in their contract price, so that we won't have that as an additional expenditure. So that'll be, also, they'll be putting that in. So yeah, it's, what a beautiful new state-of-the-art water plant. It's great. And I believe it would behoove us to move the portable generator over in the area where it is fenced and have it hooked up, vetted, tested with the new well. Have it all set up. Because we have the permanent new generator at our existing water plant. So,
I'm excited. I'm ready to get it behind us, because once we get that done, and we can get CBDG
Right.
money in addition more projects,
On some, that's,
instead of just stalling on them.
Exactly.
We're getting somewhere now.
also, a company that we contract with to do maintenance on the water tower, and if you have the specific dates, it will be this month that they're gonna come and start the, renovating the,
Told us 17, 18.
yes.
On that date.
So they're gonna be doing the, cleaning, painting, installing the new, super vent and the mixer and the valves. They had, has been permitted, the permit has been issued. And of course, just to re-clarify it, I had asked them, back several months ago, they were wanting to move forward. And I said, I do not want to do any of this until after school is out, because those are our two largest water customers. So now both of the Keywit Taylor and the elementary school is out, and I think, and plus we've got that new water plant there that's very close to being online if there was a need. And we have the new generator now that's hooked up, so we're in a lot better situation now. I believe that's all I have at this time. Updates by town attorney, we'll forego that since he's not in attendance. Updates by town projects from town planner Mark Coretta, Zed Cohen.
We've already talked about the water plant. I want to mention that we are going to, the June planning commission meeting, we're going to move it to the 25th. That's right before your next council meeting. And we will be reviewing the changes to the sign ordinance to allow electronic message center signs. And we'll be talking about the time, changing the time.
Okay.
That's it.
Thank you, Mark. Okay. Okay, under old business, 6A ADA Community Center, it was tabled. So it's up for.
This came up at our workshop last month, if y'all recall that, and we decided that the parking area can be fixed now at a minimal cost. And we also decided that, for the election, to rent an ADA compliant porta potty, which they are, I do know those are quite expensive, but we can at least have one up there.
Did you say the 250, Ron, for the name again, Mark? 250.
For an ADA,
Yep, for 2 days.
It's not that.
cause I talked to a fellow that rents and he's got his hers portable thing that it's $650 a night, a day. Yeah,
Nice on board.
really,
We
Good
have one
deal.
for the 4th of July as well.
good deal. Okay, well, that's great then. Okay, so yeah, that's what we had discussed and decided that we would recommend to, at our meeting tonight, that we would fix the parking.
Paint, repaint
Repaint the handicaps,
There's enough
put the
room on
striping
the
in there,
concrete
there's
that's
enough room, that's there, so we don't need to add on to the concrete. And to have an ADA compliant porta potty there for the election day.
In our packets, there's a quote from Taylor Homestead, that's John Taylor, you may know him, from the Leon Springs. He came and met with Ryan, did you go through with him? Just Ryan, over there about what to do to make them both unisex bathrooms, cause that's the only way to make an ADA compliant bathroom in the men's part. And that would be closing off some of the kitchen
different rules and regulations. So the bathroom, you have to have a 60-inch turn radius, which it's almost there, because the bathroom is exactly 60 inches wide. But the problem is, like, from the toilet to the wall has to be 48 inches. It's like 20-something inches. So we talked about the bathroom's got to expand at least 16 inches up to 2 feet into the kitchen. So John came out this morning and he measured and he gave me a price on basically moving the wall somewhere between 16 and 24 inches into the kitchen. That would include the plumbing, taking out the urinal, because there's no point in having the urinal in there if it's just going to be a single-use bathroom. And then we talked about neither one of the kitchen doors are wide enough to be ADA compliant. So we talked about maybe we can drywall those in and just open that whole middle section up as one gigantic doorway into the kitchen. And, I mean, you guys as the council will have to discuss, do you want to keep a stove? Do you want to get rid of a stove? Do we use the stove? You know, because the whole configuration of that wall where the stove and the refrigerator is going to change. But basically your quote there is for all of that. It's removing, it's taking the stove out, it's redoing the plumbing, it's epoxying the floor. He said he could try to match it as close as he could to the terrazzo that's there, but it won't be exact. But you know, if we don't want to spend the money on tiling, that's the most economical option. So that included all the build out, the painting, moving the cabinets, the countertops, whatever we have to do with those. And he's the only person I've gotten a quote from so far. I've reached out to 2 other people. Tanya Eversol said that she focused mainly on new construction. She didn't do a lot of reno. She gave me a couple other numbers, Robert Gast was one of them, and I reached out, but I haven't heard back from him yet. So that's the only one I've got so far. But I know we talked about, you know, we have to do something because at some point we have to address it. The thing about this one is that the women's bathroom would also just become a single use. They're both technically single use bathrooms. There's one toilet and the doors already have locks on them. So one is just going to be a standard bathroom and one is going to be ADA compliant. He didn't give me a quote to touch anything in what is currently the women's bathroom. All you may need to do in there is remove that little half wall where the toilet's at, you know, the little privacy wall thing. And it maybe if you want to deep clean it and update the fixtures, but other than that, I don't really think you need to do a lot there as long as the one is ADA compliant. And he gave me, you can see on there, he gave me the price for painting the inside and out, because I told him that we were entertaining doing that, but I think we could probably do that cheaper than.
Yeah, I think so, $9,500.
Yeah.
Well, we'll try to get some more different quotes from another company and then we can, bring this back, but.
But I mean, just
So is
as-
that 9,500 inclusive? No.
No, that's painting it inside and out.
Okay, that's not included in this, so, no.
And also he mentioned that whatever the rule is, you can't do more than 30% renovation, because then it's considered total reno. Do you know anything about that?
At a certain point, you then have to bring the whole building.
The whole building is because, so then you have to redo the doors and the plumbing, and so he was advising, you know, don't go crazy, just do what you need to do to make that compliant, basically. But I told him, you know, there's not, the rest of the building is basically just block and windows and floor. There's not really a lot you can do besides paint it.
Right.
Would y'all like to get more, another quote from another company? I would like to get
Let's
another
get
quote.
at least another.
He's
And,
already put in for gas construction.
yeah,
So-
but tonight we could go ahead and approve the two, is it $250 for the rental?
Oh,
That's something that we can do, go ahead, and, because it is ADA Community Center.
And we need to approve the repainting of the handicap part.
And the handicap, okay. So, but we need, we need to just make sure to go ahead and let them reserve that so that
Right.
we'll be in compliance. And then, in the meantime, we'll get more information on making the necessary repairs or updates, so it'll be in compliance. So,
So can I ask, just as a council, can you come to a consensus on, are we okay with closing off those two doors and reconfiguring it that way? Because I don't want to keep asking people to give me quotes on that, and then we decide that we don't like.
We're gonna have to do that to make it ADA compliant, so,
Right.
yes, I mean, as
I mean,
far as I'm concerned, yeah.
Either
I
you
think-
have to do that, or you have to cut both doorways
Bigger.
bigger, which means you still have to encroach on that middle space,
Yeah.
and then you might have to move electrical, because there's light switches and plugs on the back of that wall.
Mhm.
I'd like to go look at it and get, and then you, another question
Yeah,
you raised
we-
is, you talked about, do we wanna take the stove out? I don't, do people use the stove when they rent the community center?
Let's double check on the, like you say, Ryan, the switches and the plug-ins and stuff, and.
They're on that wall, so, I mean, like you said, if you
Well, if you look
They
at
gotta handle everything.
expand that door, cause I've already gone over there.
Or just, probably just inside the door too, aren't they? They're gonna have to be moved anyway.
But with that center thing, the kitchen isn't ADA compliant, because you don't have the 6 feet radius, but if you remove that.
Move that, it would be,
We're
yeah.
thinking
It's
about
gonna have to be
just
done.
taking those two tables that are on either side of that wall in the kitchen and just maybe moving them out into the main space, maybe under those windows. Cause you don't wanna lose your table space. I mean,
Right.
People use that. Yeah. But if you look on your quote, I think you said something on there about, yeah, so you see where he said delete gas stove and add dedicated outlets for microwaves and warmers. He was telling me that they had done this a couple other times, like these types of community spaces. He said that's what most of them do now, is they put in like warmers or microwaves, because most people don't do a lot of cooking in there, but I mean, that would be, again, a decision. I don't know how many people use it, how many people don't use it. I don't know if it's an extra liability to have a gas stove in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know Marcy said that you guys had cooked on it before during hurricanes and things like that, when you didn't have power.
Yeah. Yeah, we may wanna keep that in there. But anyway, I think we should look. I think we need to go there and look, and then we can,
Yeah, everybody go over and look and.
but I do make a motion that, we go ahead and fix the, parking for ADA compliant, needs repainting, and also, move that we, go ahead and line up the ADA compliant porta potty for our election.
Okay,
Our
and,
general,
and the, well, it's not an agenda item, but we need one for the, well, we need one for the rodeo, I mean, not for the rodeo, for the 4th of July,
I've already ordered those,
It's already,
yeah. Okay, so it's already been ordered.
Yeah.
for the 4th of July.
Okay. Okay. So, if you would put that in the,
yeah, I move that we go ahead and repair the parking area at the community center, make it ADA compliant, and also, approve the, ADA compliant porta potty for our election.
okay, we have a motion on the floor by our Vice Mayor Robert F. Greenland to go ahead and approve the ADA, painting and, there at the community center to make, bring that into compliance for parking, and to also make provisions to, reserve a, porta potty that's ADA compliant. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Lenny Richardson. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Okay, item number 6B, Muni Code, tabled from our last meeting, Deputy Clerk Ryan Smith.
So we talked about this at our last meeting, and the math didn't add up on the, proposal, so I asked her for clarification. She had the numbers, individual numbers right in the column, she just didn't retotal it when she packaged everything together. So rather than the 65 or whatever, 6530, it is 4890 a year. And she also said if we signed up, she would give us a discount for the first year, and the first year would be $3,667.50. And then every year after that
we also discussed this at our workshop, and, the council persons here last Monday, we agreed to make recommendation to the council to approve,
Okay.
for the cost of $3,667.50 for the Muni Code. And the Muni Code and, yeah, whatever, but y'all have it in your packet in the red thing, red folder. Yeah, the LDR, code and the LDR, for a total of, the first year of $3,667.50, which that includes a 25% discount for the first year. And I put that in motion.
Okay. We have a motion on the floor by our Vice Mayor Robert F. Greenland to approve the Communicode service and the amount of $3,667.50. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Brandy Pierson. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Okay, item number 6C, Travis Roach Rodeo Grounds, tabled from our last meeting. And I think there was somebody was gonna get another quote or something.
Well, I had said before about Brad that he doesn't do that kind of
Well-
aluminum work or welding work.
So, which bleachers?
It's the big ones, it's all the big ones.
All the bleachers on both sides, on the north,
The
on
tall
the
ones,
north
right?
and the south.
Because the tallest bleachers already have them.
Yeah, it's the ones that don't have it.
On the south.
Okay,
There's bleachers that do not have the railing, and
on the back of the.
on the back, and there's nothing going up where you walk up. Did we have a quote here? Did we-
Yeah, we got a quote.
Yeah.
It's a high one.
I would like to try to find another quote.
Want to get another quote? Okay.
And then we can call and ask, and I'm kind of in the dark on that, so.
Ryan, I'm gonna have to.
I mean, I'll make calls with an email, but just, you know, if we've got someone preferred or local that we know of that we can ask, or.
We can check with Taylor Welding. Blaine
Travis
Taylor?
Taylor.
No, Blaine Taylor. Blaine, yeah. He does.
And
He,
Travis Taylor, an employee, doesn't he well?
I don't know.
Does your husband know if does he get us pricing on some new bleachers? I have it on my agenda for all the Cause those bleachers, I mean, to spend $200 to fix them, and next year we're gonna have to put all new wood on them because they're rotting.
Yeah, cause
I
they
mean,
all
I would
do.
rather, if we're gonna spend this amount of money, to see exactly
What
maybe some new ones are.
How many bleacher sections are there? Like, is it, like, you know, like bleacher sections? Is there like 5, 6, 10?
And probably,
You know,
Oh,
You know how big the rodeo?
I don't know. Sorry.
and probably 4 of them are taller than the other one.
I was gonna call and talk to Chris anyways and ask him for some prices to compare it to, because I mean, $9,000 on a fixed job.
were y'all on the board when we redid the bleachers? Like,
No.
I
No.
don't think so.
well, the bleachers, the wood is in good shape. There might be a board here and there, but the town
$13,000.
Yeah, we redid all of that. It's new, all new lumber. And I think Mary Kay, when she reports back, you'll find out that the bleachers, they're not cheap. We're talking mega bucks. Yeah, so, you'll realize that $8,000 or $9,000 is not big expenditure to bring this into, it's kinda like, you can leave it like they are, but we're just trying to make them safe and where people, cause there's, like, some of them have the back and some have railing and some don't. Yes, Mary Kay?
Another option is the Speedway in Daytona rents the bleachers for like, I don't know if it's $750 for a bleacher section or $1,500, I wanna say $750, but, they have, I don't know if they have 8 or 10 of them, but they have a lot of bleachers that they rent to like schools, high schools for their football season and whatnot, and I didn't know it. During rodeo time or whatever, you need 3 sections or whatever, they might be able to do that.
Well, the Lions Club is looking into renting additional bleachers
Okay.
at their expense.
Okay.
So, but I don't think we need to rent any, we won't need to rent any or anything like that to do with the 4th of July.
Okay.
But this was brought up because of the, the expenditures that were made, here just a few years ago. We put all new, lumber and they just need a little, some of them need a little tune-up, and then to put the railing and the things that, are in this quote to make it more safe. So,
Yeah.
cause they're,
You can look at it too.
but yeah, what would just one set of bleachers, do you know what,
No, sir.
yeah, I know they're quite expensive, cause I did look into, might have called your husband, maybe, I don't, but it was like, well, we better just try to work with what we have right now. So, but we'll get, that's why it's an agenda item. We have a quote for this improvement. We'll try to get some more. I think the board wants to get more pricing, and then we can maybe table that then until, so the mayor would entertain a motion to table.
Move the table.
I have a motion on the floor by Lenny Richardson to table that is 6C, Travis Roach quote at the rodeo grounds. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Brandy Pierson. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Okay. That finishes the agenda. It's time, I'll just go around. Is there anything, Mr. Vice Mayor, you'd like to bring up?
Just at our workshop Monday too, we also discussed the DRA. Go over that real quick. I'll just go over a few points that we discussed. DRA takes action with or without council action. Y'all remember discussing that? Procedures upon discovery of violations, give the violator a reasonable time set for violation to come within compliance, which we, I think, discussed maybe 30 days. Art, do you remember, was it 30 days? I think it was 30 days.
30 days in most cases.
Most cases,
Something
right,
that was
yeah.
dangerous or something that could not be done in 30, reasonably be done in 30 days to begin with.
Right. And then once there is a complaint, documentation of it, the Board of Adjustment is the Zoning and Planning Commission.
Okay.
Correct? So, this isn't actually an agenda item, so I guess maybe to put it in action, we should put it on the agenda for our next meeting and make it official.
Okay. Put it down as
Put it
an
down as
agenda
an
item?
agenda item for next meeting, where we make it
I
official.
didn't put it on because Christian wasn't gonna be here.
Right, yeah, that's fine. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor. Councilman Sergio Cardenas.
Well, I do have a couple of stuff, and that is the Washington trip I did, last month. I just wanted to update the town and the council about what I was doing up there. It was a lot of work. Let me tell you, Florida League of Cities is a very dedicated, organization that, works diligently, and, every day from 9 to 5, we walked through the offices of our legislators and spoke to them about 3 items, which were, affecting, most of the municipalities here in Florida, and this was brought up due to other elected, officials. So the first thing that I didn't know of, but, other officials spoke about this, were the PFAS. And this is a highly, toxic chemical that is found in our public waters. And it is mostly, due to packaging, plastic packaging, and it's affecting, a lot of people that are living close by the military bases. We were asking the legislators to grant the municipalities with more money so that we can clean out the waters that we're offering to the public, to our residents. And we wanted some verbiage on those legislations that, protected us, elected as us municipalities, so that, if somebody comes up with cancer, high blood pressure due to these PFASs, then we can, say we're protected, go behind those people that actually emit these, chemicals up in the air or into the water. I don't know if that will be our issue here. I hope not. The other, item on the agenda was, the simplifications of grants. I did bring up our, monies from the town and, budget. We haven't had many, grants in here in Pierson. We do know that a lot of these bigger, cities, Daytona Beach, Ponce Inlet, they have a lot of money, so they are able to pay these grant writers, to, write up these grants, and that's why every year they get allocated bunches of money, and we get none. So we are asking them to simplify these forms in order for anybody from the, office can go ahead and fill out those forms. Florida League of Cities also has a, website, where we can go ahead and apply through that and fill out the forms. They have grant writers there where they will pay the 75% of their fees. I did also talk to Mike Waltz, and he said to contact him if we have any grants. He'll write up a form or a letter of support. So he's all in for that. I do have his contact, information here. And the second thing was the, flood insurance program. I don't know that we've had any issues here. I hope not. I hope we don't have any. But, Daytona Beach, all those, cities on the shore have had a lot of, flooding issues. So they need the National Flood Insurance Program to adhere to insurance principles, or, so that people can afford their rates, and to update their, flooding map, for those, for actually the whole, state of Florida. Yes, for the whole state. So that was 3 of the items on the agenda we were mostly advocating for. And like I said, we really did a very hard job. I thought I was gonna be able to visit
Right, a few of the places.
a few of the places, but,
You didn't get to?
from 9 to 5, I'm walking almost 20,000, steps a day. I was ready to relax.
Yeah, no.
But, they are very, they're really advocating for us in our towns and hearing us out. And I was very, happy to be part of this. I hope to continue being part of this because, you know, the grants, we need to bring some more money in there.
Oh,
We know
yeah.
this, roads deteriorating, our parks deteriorating. I informed them about this. Mike, he's just, I love him. So yes, that's what I was doing in, Washington DC. And, I was also speaking to, CEO for Halifax. It was just a conversation that just came up at one of the events. They are interested in our, one of the buildings. They want to do an urgent care. They're really-
Wonderful.
So, I
That's
think that was a really great idea. I think that, you know, D-Land or, well, Putnam or Ormond Beach would be the closest.
Yeah.
And, they're really interested in that. So, we're in the talks as soon as we have something ready, or as soon as we're ready. Or maybe we can, you know, talk to them and maybe they can renovate it and, I don't know, bring something up to them.
So you'll
A
give
proposal.
Ryan and Ivana all the
Mhm.
information.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So, yes, that's all that I have to report.
Oh, God, thank you. Sophie.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you for that report. Any questions?
And just for on the grants, I know that Ryan has
Yes, I
been
have.
working, and just yesterday, I spoke with him today, and he met with Jim, registered with Seville
Oh,
DIA on the ECHO grant and
Yes,
stuff,
and
so she's.
they did tell me at Florida League of Cities that he had gone
Yeah.
into the system.
Yeah.
They did see him on there, looking at the grants, but just for your information, they do have, discounts and everything ready there, and they are always ready to help us in anything that we need. So if you need any assistance, if then you call me or I would be glad to help as well.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Yvonne and Ryan, you haven't heard from a Rachel Hazel, have you, from the school board? Because the last time I had communication with Beth Harper, she told me that she would contact this woman and ask her about key for this, building back here that we don't have key to. So I'll put a bug in, Beth's ear again and see if she can't contact her, so we can get a key to that without having to change the locks and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, and then if anybody wants any copies of what I was doing up there, I do have some copies. I know it was very interesting for me to learn about the PFAS in the water. So I do have some, copies, some more copies if anybody wants to read more on it.
Thank you, Sergio. Okay. Councilwoman Lenny Richardson.
Yes, I only have one thing, one of our mowers is down. The diesel Kubota mower is down. I got a quote from Rusty. It needs a radiator, 3 motor mounts are broken. Where Limitless has been working on it, there's brackets missing, bolts missing. It's not a wonder that it's
Is that the same one we replaced the
Yeah.
radiator on before?
that's it.
I was gonna say, I thought we replaced that radiator on that.
That's
That's the diesel one, right?
Yep.
So brackets
What?
were missing and bolts? and-
Bolts, brackets, you know how when you put a line on and you got the little silver
Yeah.
thing that you tighten up, none of it, when he,
Cable.
hose clamp
Hose clamp,
thing,
yeah.
he said, I don't understand.
That hose clamp on, nothing?
It's not good. So, he gave us a quote, just to fix it. $22.95.30.
We're gonna need it.
So,
It's June.
Yeah.
It's fixing to start raining, so,
How much will the new one cost? Sorry,
huh?
how much will the new one cost?
That one probably 20,000.
20,000.
22,000.
Yeah, $18,000 or $22,000 probably. And that was 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 25 or 28 now.
Yeah.
I said that was 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 25 or 28 now.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
worth,
It-
it's worth, yes.
We have a new friend at Christelle Tractor too,
Yeah?
on our planning and zoning board.
Yeah.
That is where Blair Davis is moving his job,
Really?
yes,
To Crystal Tractor?
That's great.
Same, that's same.
If you would, put that in as an agenda item then, for, Councilwoman Lenny Richardson, the quote for repairs on the, which mower is that?
The Kubota diesel.
That's the
Kubota
one you
diesel.
use the most, isn't it? I mean, isn't that the one that they use the most?
Yeah.
I think,
Should we deem this an emergency?
I think so, yeah, it's gotta get fixed. It'll be fixed. I need to get that fixed.
We'll be in trouble, I'm afraid,
Yeah.
if we wait 2 weeks.
I agree.
So,
Declare the emergency.
I'd like to declare the issue regarding the, diesel Kubota mower, an emergency, item.
Okay, a motion on the floor by Councilmember Lenny Richardson declaring,
And approve the repairs.
the mower repair an emergency. We have a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Mayor Robert F. Greenland. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so now we can proceed with the,
Price. Yeah.
Oh, and you want the amount?
Yeah, now we proceed with the price. So-
$2,295.30.
And
Just
this-
the radiator's 800.
Mhm. Move
okay,
to
I have a
approve.
motion on the floor by Councilmember Lenny Richardson to have Rusty Peterson do a new radiator and repair on the Kubota mower in the amount of parts and labor, $2,295.30. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Brandy Peterson. Ready for the question? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Anything else, Lenny?
No, sir, I did, I don't know how y'all do, but I did tell them I wanted OEM parts.
Okay. Brandy?
I just had a couple of things, just wanted to let y'all know. Louis called me the other day about his AC, he was out in his truck, he took it to Limitless. He explained to Limitless that we were trying to keep a bunch of our dealings local. They went to Napa and got the parts and it was fixed within an hour and a half. So, I think there was 2 birds there, we got his AC fixed and we let Limitless know if they're working on our stuff to maybe buy the parts from Napa, give them some business from us. So that was handled, and then the only other thing I had is, Simi, did you ever find out how many hamburgers, and this is maybe just a reminder to find out how many hamburgers we ordered? Cause I believe next week, Eddie wants the funnel cake order a couple weeks ahead of time, just to give him some time, and they were gonna go ahead and order some of the stuff from Sam's too, right?
I'll get them out of the hamburgers, but I think Ryan already ordered the funnel cakes.
We got prices from them, but we
Prices.
haven't ordered yet. We wanted to make sure the coolers held
Work.
temperature for 3 or 4 days before we.
Well,
But
they were
Eddie-
working the last meeting, and I'm just saying, those funnel cakes, if you wait,
Eddie already knows, I spoke to him
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago that we're ordering them, and he just said, please give me at least a week. So I'm gonna say give him 2 weeks ahead of time, because he said last time he only had a few minutes,
Mhm.
so.
okay.
And then we didn't never get a count on the hamburgers, and I think that's all we were really needing, right, Ryan, or not?
I think that's like the big thing, yeah, that's all I'm.
Just so that we know how many we ordered last year, how many we need to order again.
Cause then we need to know how many buns as
Yeah.
well, so.
So the freezer is working, right? Well, he'll order them whenever we'd like to get them. It'd be good to go ahead and order them, because last year, he had to go a roundabout way to get them, because they were, closer you get to the 4th of July, it's hard to find them,
Right.
even for Eddie. So,
That's what he said. He said last year he was
Hey, I ought to order them tomorrow if you tell them to go ahead and order them.
Did we run out of hamburgers and hot dogs last year? or
We
not?
ran out of buns.
Ran out of buns.
So we need to order more than we did last year.
Yeah, that's kind of why we were just, I was talking to them today when I was in the office about Fourth of July stuff. And just need to know how many we ordered before, so we have count.
Thank you. Thank you, Brandy. I think that finishes everybody. Vaughn? No? Brian? No? And Sheriff's Department, y'all have anything to report? No? Okay, thank you. Okay, at this time, for the good and welfare of the public participation, anybody at this time? No? Okay. I want to take this opportunity to thank everybody for coming. Being no further business, this meeting is adjourned.
We have that.
Wow.
Sort of meeting all the time.
Wow.
I'm happy.
Hey, the longest 8 years, I'm